Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Kim Jones, aka Jones Strength, aka Coach Jones, coming at you from Metroflex, Long Beach, California. So I am a strength and conditioning coach at El Camino College in Torrance, California, and I'm also an IFBB figure competitor, figure pro. And what I kind of like to do is just kind of explain how I arrived at both of those points in my life. And they were two kind of somewhat similar paths that all started with one huge regret in my life, and that's not pursuing college basketball. So I grew up, like most kids, playing ball in park leagues. And my mom actually told me literally a few days ago that they kind of kicked me out of the girls' league and made me play in the boys' league because it just wasn't that challenging for me. So I've kind of always been an athlete. I was a dancer as well. Shout out to Inglewood Show Team, IST. I was on a dance team growing up from 3 to maybe 17. But basically, I played ball and I loved it. But at the same time, I just didn't put the extra work into it that most people do. I was that kid who kind of naturally was gifted and was athletic and didn't put the extra work into working on my jumper or working on my ball handling. And so, I don't know, it just kind of came naturally. And I played club. I played high school varsity ball 4 years, freshman through senior year. And then once college came, I didn't really get any offers and didn't really have any ride anywhere. And so there came a point in my life where I thought, what am I gonna do to stay in shape? I wasn't really that confident in how I looked physically growing up. Even though I played ball and I danced, I think honestly I was just maintaining. And so it was the first time in my life I had to kind of take on physical activity on my own. It wasn't part of anything organized. I ran. I liked how my physique was changing. I started to eat right, make better choices in the cafeteria. I cut out soda, I think for a semester or so. I stopped doing the fast food and everything, and my body responded, and I loved it. So I graduated from college and got a degree in psychology, but at the same time, I really wanted to pursue personal training. These 4 years in college just kind of changed my life in regards to just the empowerment that I got from kind of taking control of my life. So I pursued psychology for a few months, didn't dig it. At the same time, I was studying to be a personal trainer. Ended up getting a job training at Bally's in Culver City for maybe about 8 or 9 months. And it was a cool gig, but at the same time, it just wasn't as fulfilling as I thought it was gonna be. So I kind of had to go back to the drawing board. Yeah, so then I kind of got an opportunity to start coaching basketball and teaching at my alma mater, Notre Dame Academy. And this is where we segue into strength and conditioning. I went to a basketball coaches clinic at Cal, Berkeley, and I basically sat in on the women's basketball practice, and I saw their strength and conditioning coach. And so they were doing plyos, I think a dynamic warm-up, they were doing karaoke or something and some plyos, and it blew my mind. I remember thinking, what the hell is this, And why haven't I known about this? Because anything I knew about fitness was kind of personal training, bodybuilding based. And so I wrote the girl who put the clinic on. She put me in touch with the strength coach. I emailed him, I hit him up. I kind of picked his brain about the industry and how to get into it. And that's when I started to pursue my CSCS certification and started to implement some strength and conditioning with my basketball girls, because I was a varsity basketball coach, and with the varsity volleyball team as well. And so those are kind of two different kind of, paths in my life that kind of led me to this moment right now in regards to competitions specifically. This place right here, Metroflex, has been so magical in my opinion. That's what Eddie says, the owner. But when I first came in, I think 2012, when the gym first opened, I remember having a conversation out front vividly with Martin Roseman, with I think Chris Albert, and we were talking about competitions. They were kind of breaking down the divisions, physique versus figure and everything. And they said, yeah, you should do a show. And I remember thinking, what are you talking about? You have to train for these things for years, I thought. Because I remember watching them growing up, and it just seemed, I don't know, not impossible, but I just didn't think I had it in me to do it, to be that disciplined. And they said, no, 12 to 15 weeks is all you really need. And so Chris Albert did my diet, and I did my first show, Culver City Grand Prix, and I placed 4th. did not know what the hell I was doing. I looked a mess with my posing. I was going on YouTube, Googling posing, and that's kind of how I taught myself how to pose, and it looked like I taught myself how to pose. But I caught the bug. I remember Martin was like, you know, are you addicted, when he saw me a week or two later after I won. And I was. So I did another show, the West Coast Classic, placed first. And then I did my first national show, and it was garbage. I mean, I was second to last call out. I wasn't dialed in. I didn't know what to be eating, how to kind of peak, how to pump up. I didn't know anything. But at the same time, I realized this is my shot. You know, like, I missed out with basketball just because I was lazy. You know, it came naturally. I didn't have to really work that hard to play well. But that competitive edge kind of came back. And so I hired a coach, Monica Specking, who's an IFBB figure pro, who I love to pieces. She's amazing. I mean, I consider her a dear friend, actually. And she changed my life. I mean, when I started working with her, we prepped, I think, 12 or 15 weeks, and we hit the ground running. We did that same Culver City show a year later, placed first. We did the national shows, Junior Nats. I think I was top 11 or 12, which was huge for me from being second call out, or second to last call out the previous year. We did Vegas. I placed in my first national show. I got third, or I think maybe I got fourth, actually. And then I think I got fourth again at North Americans. And then this past year, 2014, we did a few more shows, all national level. Junior USA's third, Junior Nationals eighth. Almost considered not doing my third show. I told her, let's do 3 shows. Almost considered not doing it. I don't know if I just was questioning whether I had it in me, really, to get it done. And then that next show, 6 weeks later at USA's, I get my pro card and I turn pro. And then we don't stop. We keep the momentum going. And then we do San Diego Border Stakes Classics. It was IFBB figure show. I got 5th. That's 1 point. I've never been as happy in my life to win 1 point in my entire life. But it got me a point which qualifies me for Olympia. So basically, on the 2015 qualifying list, my name is still there last time I checked. And it's got all the winners of pro shows, and it's got people who have won points. And so, though I didn't place my next pro show, which was the Phoenix Pro, I feel as though I made some leeway, even though I didn't have time to really prep for my pro season, have an off season. So this year, basically, I'm just trying to get to that Olympia stage. It would be amazing. My coach has been there. It'd be amazing to follow in her footsteps and get there too. It's like the Olympics of bodybuilding. And no matter how I do, if I can just get there, it would be for me, it would be as though I kind of made up for just kind of the laziness that I kind of attributed to my mentality when it came to basketball. You know, this is my shot at really working at something. I mean, I was getting up at 3:15, 3:30 in the morning to train, do my own training, and then be at work for 6 to train my teams. I mean, and then have to do my private clients after work. It's been a grind. And now when I'm barking at my athletes about how bad you want it, and you have to put in the work, and you have to make sure you work on getting better, not, you know, don't get by, get better. I tell them that all the time because it stems from me just kind of, I don't know, neglecting basically some talent that I had that I could have fostered into something. So I'm just looking forward to this year. 2015 has offered me a ton of opportunities in regards to sponsorships. I'm sponsored by Better Bodies this year. That just happened recently, a few weeks ago. That's amazing. So shout out to Better Bodies, and very grateful for that opportunity. I'm with Egg Whites International as well. And more opportunities are they're knocking, and I'm able to open the door. I think there were opportunities as an amateur, but it's just amazing how much IFBB Pro changes things. I mean, it doesn't define you. I say that all the time on my Instagram account, but it definitely does open some doors. It raises some eyebrows. It kind of, you give somebody your card and they see that and they think, oh, okay, you're a strength coach. Oh, and you're a pro, okay. And they want to do business. So things have been going well for me, and hopefully through my YouTube channel, you guys can get a little more insight on who I am and just how I train for my competitions and for more kind of sport-specific type of stuff I do with my athletes. So stay tuned.